And welcome to Lake Placid and Hometown Cable. No, I am not Calvin Castine, the founding father of Hometown Cable. I'm Joey Trombley, and I'm in Lake Placid for today's game between the Blue Bombers and the Eagles of Chazy. And Calvin heard I was coming to the game, and he wanted me to come and record this game for Hometown Cable, and I'm doing it all. I'm going to try to follow the play here for you. And again, I'm not Calvin, so there may be some herky-jerky stuff going on here, but I'm going to do the best that I can. And the reason I'm here filming the game, I was coming to the game anyway, but Calvin wanted me to film this game because tonight there could be a milestone after this game. And the question is, what is that milestone? The milestone is if Chazy beats Lake Placid tonight in Blue Bomber country, Rob McAuliffe will get his 500th victory as a coach for Chazy. So the question is, can we capture this milestone on film? Will Chazy step up tonight and win this game? And, of course, we want to have a keepsake for Coach McAuliffe if Chazy does indeed win this game. If not, then that milestone will be delayed. But we want to be prepared in case Chazy should beat the Blue Bombers on their home turf. So Rob McAuliffe, there are 11 coaches in New York State that have won 500 victories. There may be two others, and quite frankly, I'm sharing these stats from Lee Barkham, of course, the statistician extraordinaire for the Chazy Eagles. And it would be a great milestone for Coach McAuliffe. He's been coaching for 27 years, and his first victory as a coach came back in 1996, and that's when he took over for Tom Tregan, who, of course, took over for Coach Brendler. And his victory was 2-0 against Seton Catholic. So here we are 27 years later from his first victory to possibly his 500th career win as the Chazy coach. So I have the rosters. Again, I'll do the best that I can. I got the mic and I got the camera, and I'm going to try to do it all tonight. It's much easier when the founding father himself is on the camera. And, well, I got someone helping me on the camera here. I'll leave it at that. I can't give out names. And this person would be upset if I did that, so I won't bring out the name. Of course, if this person talks, you can probably figure out who it is. But it is, Chazy is controlling here early on. We're going to have a throw-in on the far side, and it'll be Dylan McAfee with the throw-in for Chazy. He's trying to find Luke Mosier. Mosier working his way, and he had a great game on Saturday, 2 goals and an assist. And there's the header to LaBarge, and great work by the Eagles. Nice work by Mosier, and it was this past Saturday, it was Luke Mosier with 2 goals and an assist. Reagan Dudiak also had a goal as Chazy dominated Keene at the George Brendler Field, and that gave Rob McAuliffe his 499th victory as a coach. And right now, here come the Blue Bombers. It is number 15, Tremblay, but he was defended well by Evan Dwyer. And what's kind of neat about Chazy up to this point, you know, every year it's different, but and same in many ways. You lose players to graduation. But what was unique about this year for this Chazy squad, the 2022 squad, is that their whole defense has been revamped. And here's the opportunity. The ball goes past everybody, and it was from the stopper to sweeper to the fullbacks to the goalie. So a brand new defense this year, and of course their first game, it wasn't league game, but it was the Frankie Garrow Memorial, and they had a very entertaining, probably the best Canton team to come down to that tournament in years. And talking with their coach Caulfield, he had to agree this was one of his top 2 teams, as he said, that came down, and Chazy played to a 0-0 tie. But what was interesting about that game was how the defense stepped up in that first game, totally revamped, to go to a 0-0 tie with Canton. And maybe it was the atmosphere, maybe it was the fan base. It was soccer at the George Brendler Field, and the players seemed to step up when that happens. And there was a lot of confidence going into the championship game as they were taking on the Hornets of Plattsburgh High School. And Plattsburgh High School has a deep roster with upperclassmen, and they were definitely favored. If you talk to the coaches, Coach LaRose felt very comfortable and really high on his team. And then Coach McAuliffe said his boys would have some work cut out for him. If you looked at it and were to handicap it, Plattsburgh definitely would have been favored. But boy, the Chazy boys came out on all cylinders that night, and it was a heck of an atmosphere. It was almost like a playoff atmosphere. Would I say it was a championship atmosphere? It was the finals of the Frankie Garrow Memorial, and whenever Plattsburgh and Chazy get together, it is. We've called that games many times, and I've said many times we have a classic. And that night, Labor Day weekend, was no different. And the Chazy boys came out and won that game. And from going out of that tournament, not losing a game, not being 1-0-1, coming out of that tournament playing upper schools, higher classes, Class B and Class C, the confidence level of these young men skyrocketed. And you could see that as they went on into league play, as they beat Seton Catholic 4-0. They beat Keene 3-0. And here they are against Lake Placid, as their record right now is undefeated. They're 4-0-1 in the season in Division II. And of course, Lake Placid is a very worthy opponent, and their coach just does an awesome job, Coach Hemsley, for Lake Placid. And there's a foul on the Bombers. So here's an opportunity for Chazy. Dylan McAfee will normally set this up, but let's not forget number 12, Isaac Merrill. And Isaac Merrill was the hero in the championship game against Plattsburgh High School, as he hit 2 rockets under the crossbar, and Chazy went on to win in overtime. And it will be Merrill taking the kick. It's between Merrill and McAfee. Merrill looks at McAfee. He looks at the goalie. Players are on the far side, ready to crash the net, and Merrill is ready to roll. He sends it far side, and that was too far over everybody. So we'll have a goal kick for Lake Placid. Good idea from Isaac Merrill. On the weak side, you had 4 players crashing. When you have Dudiak, Mosier, and Labarge crashing at the same time, there is an opportunity for success if you're a Chazy player. But the ball went too far. It's back into play. Chazy trying to control. The ball is knocked forward by Landrial for the Blue Bombers, and Evan Dwyer does a nice job. And what I'm picking up with Dwyer this year, he's become very comfortable in that stopper position, but when he uses his head, he uses it with control. When he heads the ball, he's got an idea where he wants the ball to go. He heads with purpose, and that's what you have to do in that stopper position, and he's been playing that position quite well this year. The ball is on the defense, and it goes to Jarris. Jarris gives the ball up over to Tyndall. Tyndall has it knocked away as he's trying to find the feet of Gunnar Frenier, but the ball is picked up by number 15, Tremblay. Tremblay working his way down the sideline, has it knocked away by Gunnar Frenier. So it will be a throw-in for the Blue Bombers, and going to take the throw-in is Byrne. And Byrne will take the throw-in, number 8 for Lake Placid, and he gets the ball into play. Ball toward the net, and the goalie, Zamir Foster, has stepped up in a big way this year. His first time in net, and over the summer he was working hard at that position to be ready for the season for the Eagles. And then you see the punt right there, just a booming punt by Foster. It's really an offensive weapon for the Eagles. Very athletic young man, and he's kind of settling into the role of goalie very well here for the Eagles. And it's Merrill. That's what he did against Plattsburgh, looking to load up. He gets the shot off. It's wide, but he was defended well by number 10, Colby. Colby did a good job defending against Isaac Merrill. So we have a goal kick coming up for the Blue Bombers, and there's no ball boys or ball girls, and the goalie for Lake Placid, and that would be Jordan DeForest, has to run a country mile to get the ball to set up for his goal kick for the Blue Bombers. So the clock is going down. We have 30 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first half. We have no score in Lake Placid. And again, if you're just getting onto this show here with Calvin, the hometown cable, it is potentially a milestone here tonight at the Lake Placid Blue Bomber Field. Ball's in play. If Chazy wins this game, Coach McAuliffe will get his 500th career victory. Calvin wanted to make sure we got this game covered. He wanted to make sure it was a keepsake for Coach McAuliffe if indeed the boys can win this game tonight. Shot by Dudiak off the end line. So another goal kick. And when you keep hearing me say another goal kick for Lake Placid, you know that Chazy's putting the pressure on. And if you follow soccer in any kind of statistic category, when you put that kind of pressure on, it usually is a matter of time before you find the back of the net. But the ball is sent forward by Sekunijan for Lake Placid. And there's the chip shot by Labarge. He'd like to have that one back. And you hear Coach McAuliffe across the way just telling Peter Labarge, don't set it up from that distance. Let it rip. And I will say, watching these young men, Labarge, Mosier, Dudiak, Merrill, McAfee, when you're the 18-yard line, 22-yard line, and you can turn and rip it, let it go. You guys have the power on your legs to get it in there, and that's what happened in the championship game. 2 bullets of a shot by Merrill. Goalie dove on one, got his hand on it, but there was so much mustard on it, he couldn't control it, and it found the back of the net. So Chazy is still working early in the season here, and they're still working on their identity. But as each game progresses, you can see these guys getting more confident with their ability and in their positions. Nice play by Merrill, and the ball is cleared out by Mazzetti. Big long kick. Going on to it is Ferebi. Ferebi with the ball. Simple pass back to the feet of Montagnolia. Magtagnolia sends it across. Nice job by Poirier sending it forward. He gets to the feet of Mosier. Mosier working his way toward midfield, turns. He cuts it back to the inside. Simple pass over to McAfee. McAfee will control, has some space. McAfee doing a great job at midfield for Chazy this year, doing a great job keeping the ball on his feet, controlling midfield. McAfee working his way forward, trying to send the ball up over to Labarge. It's cleared out onto the feet of number 12, Montagnolia. Montagnolia being challenged by Frenier. Frenier trying to get to the ball. There's Magnolia. Has it taken away by Frenier. He pushes it back. Nice job. He gets it onto the feet of Jarris. Jarris gets it onto the feet of Merrill. Merrill trying to cut it to the inside, being defended well. Outside of his foot, gets it over to Mosier. Mosier from distance trying to turn, but he's defended well by Mazzetti. Ball comes back. Poirier will control. Now he goes to the center of the field, gets Merrill. Merrill pushes it back over to McAfee. McAfee, left-footed, drills a shot off the crossbar. Now another hard shot by Mosier, but Chazy putting some incredible pressure on. And it was a nice job from the goalie DeForest to deflect the ball off the crossbar. Came on back to the feet. McAfee ripped a shot, and it was DeForest who made the save. Good effort by the Eagles. Good defensive play by the goalie DeForest. So a big kick out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Chazy. It looks like it's going to be Maddox Tyndall for Chazy with the throw-in on the near sideline. We're at 26:58 in Lake Placid. We have no score between this game, between the Eagles of Chazy and the Blue Bombers of Lake Placid. It's a beautiful, beautiful night in Lake Placid right now. A little bit of wind, but boy, it's in the 70s. Usually we come up here in October, it's usually a different experience, but right now it's a beautiful night for a soccer game, and it's picked up by McAfee. McAfee trying to push it through, and it is now Labarge trying to get to the ball. He takes it away from number 10, Colby, pushes it back to number 14, Frenier. Frenier back onto the feet of Merrill. Merrill cuts it to the inside. Merrill still with the ball. Nice foot control, but he has it taken away by Mazzetti. Mazzetti does a nice job defending Merrill. Merrill comes back to try to take it away from Mazzetti, and we have a battle at midfield picked up by McAfee. McAfee will switch fields, trying to find Dudiak just over the head of Dudiak. So we're going to have a throw-in for the Blue Bombers. It will be Grady Draper for the Blue Bombers on the far side, taking the throw-in for Lake Placid. 25:55 left in the first half. We have no score in Lake Placid between the Blue Bombers and the Eagles. So coming out of the play was Byrne. He's taking a break. I didn't see who walked in. It looks like it might be number 9, Charlie Wilson, into the game. Ball comes into play, and it is picked up. Well, no, Wilson was there. He let his player get to it, but it's taken away by McAfee. McAfee trying to get a through ball to Labarge, defended well by Wright to the outside, and it'll be a throw-in for Chazy. It will be Reagan Dudiak, but he'll give up the throw-in to Dylan McAfee. So McAfee will take the throw-in. Not a bad idea. Dudiak is an offensive threat for the Eagles, so you do want him in there when the ball comes into play. Dylan McAfee Nice throw and comes in. Just goes over the head of Mosher. Mosher looking to turn. He's in the box. He is defended well. It is now Labarge comes up. Labarge cuts it back to the inside. Sends a weak shot to the goalie as Dudiak was crashing on the far sideline, but it was Jordan DeForest picking up the ball. So he'll take his time, work his way to the 18. And it is the 12th day of September. It is Division II soccer between Chazy and Lake Placid, and we're in Blue Bomber country. And Labarge, battling for the ball, does a nice job taking away from Kenjunanen, and it goes off the end line. So another goal kick, and coming in. So it's going to be another substitution for, and that's Senagenin. Okay, I got to get the spelling here. As I'm being made fun of over here, butchering this poor kid's name, and to Sebel, I do apologize. It is going to McAfee. McAfee for Chazy. Comes over to Merrill. Outside his foot, trying to find Mosher, goes to Labarge. Labarge turns. Labarge rips a shot wide of the net. So Chazy is getting some shots off, but Lake Placid has defended well. So we have another goal kick, and it looks like number 6, Sikayanen. Sikayanen, so I'll get this name right. So Sikayanen sends the ball forward. Here it is. And there's the low shot by Mosher, and it will work its way to DeForest. So DeForest will work his way to the 18. We're at 23 minutes. Still no score in Lake Placid. Chazy putting some fine pressure on, getting some shots off. But it is Lake Placid holding right now, keeping the score at 0. It is Mosher. Mosher, left-footed, gets a low shot off, and it goes right into DeForest. And DeForest is getting a workout tonight for the Blue Bombers, but he's standing tall in net as he works his way to the 18. Gets a punt off to the far side. Is picked up by Lower. Lower with the ball. Has it taken away by McAfee. McAfee cuts it to the inside, gives it up over to Merrill. Merrill for Chazy. Goes to the middle field to Mosher. Mosher tried to get it to Labarge, but it's cleared to the outside. But it's McAfee. Chips it up. Merrill one-times it, trying to find Labarge. Goes on to the feet. And it is cleared out, but it went on to the feet of Gunnar Frenier, who tried to go back to Labarge. And that ball was cleared out. So we're going to have a deep throw in here for the Eagles. McAfee will work his way over. Here on the near sideline, taking the throw in for the Eagles. 21-57. We still have no score in Lake Placid. Ball comes into play. Cleared out to the near sideline. And that goes through everybody. And it'll be Merrill with the throw in for Chazy. Ball comes into play. It comes back onto the feet of Ferebi. Ferebi tried to go to the inside. He tried to find the feet of Lansing. And that'll be a foul on Frenier, or it's out of bounds, actually. So a throw-in for the Blue Bombers. It's going to be Lansing taking the throw-in for Lake Placid. And the officials tonight are the Bayshard boys. LP Bayshard and Larry Bayshard have made the trek to Lake Placid to call this game. And there's the whistle. Ball comes into play. Labarge trying to keep it in. And it's going to be Frenier. Gets the ball into Labarge. Labarge pushes it to the open space. Stepping up is McAfee. McAfee, hard low shot, just wide of the net. Right idea. He had space. He let the shot rip, went wide of the net. It'll be a goal kick for the Blue Bombers. But nice idea. And Coach McAuliffe liked what he saw there with McAfee ripping a shot at the net. We have a goal kick with 20 minutes and 27 seconds. No score. And the ball is sent forward. Goes off of Mosher to midfield, picked up by Mazzetti. Mazzetti, short pass back to himself, trying to find the feed over Montagnolia on the far sideline. And the ball went on to the feet of Wilson, or actually it was lower. Defensively, it's Poyer. He gives the ball up to Frenier, back to Poyer. Poyer now sends it forward. He gets Mosier. Mosier has some space. Comes to the outside on Gunnar Frenier. Frenier to Labarge. Labarge turns, but defensively it was Lansing. He sends the ball forward onto feet of Magtagnolia. It is now Merrill. Isaac Merrill working his way down with some room. Cutting it to the outside. Chips it up. Dudiak gets it back to Merrill, but Merrill's defended well by Senkajunian. I'm just going to call him Sebel. I apologize to that young man. They're laughing at me in the sidelines here because I can't get that name straight. So I'm just going to say Sebel. I'll call him by his first name. So the ball is sent forward. Labarge has it knocked away by Sebel. And it is 18:53 left in the first half. And again, I'm being made sport of over here in Lake Placid. Ball into defensive end of Lake Placid. Coming on was Mosier, and it's cleared out, so it'll be a throw-in for Chazy. And it looks like Poyer will take the throw-in for Chazy. And coach is talking to his players over there. Waiting for it. We had a player down. And they're not stopping the clock, so if they don't stop the clock, the coach can't come on. And it looks like a cramp. The ball comes into play. Ball pushed back. Open space picked up by McAfee. McAfee working his way forward. Has it knocked away. Still McAfee has the ball to Mosier. Mosier looking for some help. Has it knocked away. Picked up by Merrill. Merrill takes a shot from distance. Hits the crossbar again. Hard shot by Merrill. That's 2 crossbars against Lake Placid, but the score still stays at 0 coming to the far side, and it will be a goal kick. So we have 17:24 left in the first half. Chazy has put some nice pressure on, and Coach McAuliffe has to be pleased with what he's seeing, but the score is still 0-0. So the Lake Placid defense has been bending, but they have not been broken yet. And Sebel will take the kick. He came up with a cramp, it looked like. He sends the ball forward, and McAfee has it taken away. Good job by Montagnolia. And here comes Lake Placid with an opportunity. There is a shot wide and some nice work by the Blue Bombers. And it was Faribi got the shot off, and it was just nice tuck play. And Lake Placid would like to have that opportunity back. It went off the end line. So they had their first true opportunity, and it just went wide of the net. So you're going to have Zamir Foster for Chazy. He takes the kick, and it was Labarge heads the ball back, but it goes back to Faribi. And it is Tyndall with the ball. Tyndall battling for the ball. Has it knocked away. It's picked up by Tremblay. Tremblay working his way down the sideline as he is being defended by Jarris. And the ball quickly comes up over to Gunnar Frenier. Frenier now gets a simple pass over to Merrill. Merrill will work his way toward midfield. Merrill does a little step over. Short pass up over to Gunnar Frenier. He cuts it to the inside. Frenier will now try to split the defense, and it was cleared out by Sebel. And Frenier hustling for the ball, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by Lansing. So throw-in for Chazy. Coming over to take the throw-in is Merrill. No, Merrill is going to let Frenier take it to Merrill. Merrill working his way down the line. Merrill rips a shot, and going down onto the ground was DeForest, and he makes the save. So with 15:30 to go left in the first half, it will be DeForest. He's only a 9th grade goalie, and he's doing a heck of a job for the Blue Bombers tonight, making some key saves and deflecting some balls that have gone off the crossbar. So nice job from that young man. Ball at midfield, and it's picked up by Merrill. Merrill cuts it to the inside, has it taken away by Colby. Colby gives the ball up over to Sebel. And actually, no, that would have been number 8, Byrne. Byrne working his way through. Some nice work by Byrne. And it's on to the feet of Tremblay. Tremblay trying to cut it to the inside. Defended well by Dwyer, but it's Tremblay. Again, Ferebi tries to get a shot off, and now it's cleared out by the Eagles. So again, some nice work by the Blue Bombers. Just aren't able to capitalize, and there's a counterattack now by the Eagles. It's Dudiak on the far side, working his way down, chipping it up, trying to find Labarge, and we have... It looks like it might be a foul on Dudiak. No. Foul on Labarge on the inside. So pushing on Labarge. And here comes the kick forward. Ball sent forward. It's about midfield. It's picked up by McAfee. He goes down the far sideline trying to find the speed of Dudiak. Back there defensively is Draper. Draper does a nice job defending Dudiak. Dudiak goes down. Ball goes off the sideline. It will be a throw-in for Chazy. And Dudiak will take the throw-in. We're at 13:41. We have no score in Lake Placid. And Mosier chips it up. Labarge heads it toward the net. It goes off the sideline, so it will be another goal kick for the Blue Bombers. And we have no score in Lake Placid on the 12th day of September. Calvin could not make it tonight, the founding father of Hometown Cable. He's doing some legislative meetings earlier, and that he could not get out of. So he heard I was coming to the game and asked if I would record it, and I said, sure, why not? So it is Merrill to the far side, picked up by Lower. Lower working his way down. He's stuffed by Poyer. Poyer gives the ball up to Dudiak. Dudiak working his way down. It is Dudiak with some space being defended by Draper, and Draper does a nice job, heels it backwards. Draper with the ball steps forward, sends it forward. It will work its way off the sideline, so a throw in for the Eagles. 12 minutes and 40 seconds, no score in Lake Placid. Poyer with the throw-in. Ball comes into play, trying to find Mosier. Mosier with the ball, working his way down, being defended by Draper. It's Mosier and Draper, far side. Mosier still trying to do some work. It's knocked out of bounds. It looked like it was kicked out by Mazzetti. So a throw-in for the Eagles. It will be McAfee for Chazy, far sideline with the throw-in. And it's Dylan McAfee. Ball comes into play. It goes off of the head of Draper. So it's a corner kick for the Eagles, far side. It will be McAfee for Chazy taking the corner kick, as he's been doing all season for the most part for Chazy. Will it be a traditional corner kick or will it be a short corner kick? It looks like they're setting up for a traditional corner kick. Players are at the 18. You got Dudiak right by the goalie, and they will charge right now. And the ball is chipped up and over the net. Nice play. It went off of Mosier, but the players were at the 18. They attacked the net as soon as the ball was kicked by McAfee, and that ball was deflected over the net. And again, Lake Placid defends, and we have no score with 11:24 left in the first half. And the ball is sent forward. It goes off at the feet of Mosier onto the feet of Landriel. Landriel loses the ball. It goes to Dudiak over to Mosier. Mosier has it taken away, and it's sent forward. Nice play by Byrne to the far sideline. It is Poyer as he's battling Ferebi. Ferebi and Poyer. Ferebi sends the ball back onto the feet of Lower. Lower loses it to McAfee. McAfee spins, working his way down the sideline, has some space, and now he sends the ball forward, and that goes off of the head of Sebel. So we got a corner kick for the Eagles. Far sideline again. It should be McAfee going out to take the corner kick. If you see Isaac Merrill going over, then it will probably be a short corner kick, and it looks to be, and I'm not sure if Lake Placid will pick up on this, but we're going to be looking at a short corner kick. And sure enough, he gives the ball up to Isaac Merrill, and he's coming in, and he now chips it up. Ball is headed down. It's deflected wide. It's now sent across, and there's the shot by Labarge, and DeForest was right there. And DeForest, the 9th grade goalie, has done a wonderful job for the Blue Bombers here in the first half. He's kept them off the board, and that ball is cleared out. And it is off the feet of Dwyer, and he now sends the ball forward. He'll let the defense settle down here. So some good work by the Eagles, some good work defensively by the Blue Bombers, but some excellent work by the goalie, DeForest, the freshman, keeping the score 0. We're at 9 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first half, and it will be the Blue Bombers with the throw-in on the far sideline. Ball comes into play, and it is picked up by number 12, Montagnolia. He has it knocked out of bounds by Poyer. So it'll be a throw-in for the Blue Bombers on the far sideline. And it is Draper taking the throw-in for Lake Placid. Ball comes into play. It's knocked away by Poyer, but it's picked up by the Blue Bombers, and now it's taken away by McAfee. But there's a battle going on. McAfee looking to win this battle as he's being challenged by Byrne. McAfee will switch fields as he goes off of Draper, and stepping up is Colby. Colby picks it up for Lake Placid. He sends the ball forward. Back there for Chazy is Jarris. He sends the ball up trying to find Mosier, but it's Draper. Draper sends the ball forward. He gets it on to the feet of Tremblay. Tremblay turns. He's being defended. Tremblay still trying to get the ball. Tremblay again gets a shot off, and that goes wide. So again, some good work by Lake Placid. Chazy has controlled majority of this first half, but when Lake Placid has had some opportunities, and they've had about 3 of them, working their way down, doing some good stuff, but are not able to finish. So it will be a goal kick for the Eagles with 8:06 left in the first half. Zamir Foster of Chazy will take the goal kick for Chazy. He sends the ball forward, nice kick, and that goes off of the body of Landrial to the near sideline, picked up by Merrill. Merrill working his way down. It's Merrill with some nice speed, cutting it to the inside. Merrill still with the ball, looking to let it rip. He lets a low shot rip. Diving for the ball was DeForest. It'll be a corner kick, but a nice kick by Merrill, and that young man comes up big again for the Blue Bombers. And it'll be another corner kick for Chazy, but a great save, a diving save by Jordan DeForest of Lake Placid. So the ball's on the far corner. It looks like another short kick. And it is Merrill and McAfee. And now Lake Placid have seen it once, so they kind of set up for it. They asked for 10 yards. And it will be a traditional kick. McAfee sends the ball up. That's on the ground. And there it is, scores! And that'll be an assist from Dudiak. A nice play from Dudiak. He had the ball, didn't panic, just pushed it back nice and neat for Mosier. And Mosier drills the ball in, so he keeps his scoring up to par from Saturday. He scored 2 on Saturday. He scores now 7:03. But a nice corner kick opportunity for the Eagles, and they do capitalize at the 7:03 mark. Chazy goes up 1-0 here in the first half. So Lake Placid will take the kickoff. And it will be number 4, Ferebi, will take the throw-in for Lake Placid. The ball is sent back. It goes on to the feet of Mazzetti. Mazzetti back to Ferebi. And it's taken away by McAfee. McAfee still with the ball. McAfee trying to rip another shot. And there's outside of his feet, and it is McAfee. Just like that, 14 seconds later, Chazy goes up 2-0, and McAfee did not give up on that play. And on the outside of his foot, and it is DeForest had no chance on that. And just like that, Chazy goes up 2-0 with 6:49 to go in the first half. And again, as we said earlier, this could be a special edition of Hometown Cable, as Chazy, if they win this game, it would be Coach McAuliffe's 500th career win. And Calvin wanted to make sure, if that did happen tonight, that he had a record of it and that Rob would have a keepsake. So, a lot of game left, no guarantees, but right now it's Chazy 2, Lake Placid 0. And the ball comes back into play, and it's taken away by Labarge. Labarge working his way down. Labarge cuts to the inside, and they saw no advantage, so it will be a great opportunity. LaBarge is taken down, so it's going to be a direct kick 23 yards out, and they have the talent and the legs to go at this with a hard kick. It is going to be, they're going to give it to LaBarge. Usually it's Merrill or McAfee. LaBarge is going to take this, and I'm thinking Rob McAuliffe is telling LaBarge, go for the upper 90 is what I'm thinking, but we'll see what happens here. With 6:10 to go left in the first half, it is Peter LaBarge, and he sends it in, and that just goes wide. McAfee tried to get his foot on it, and he went to the near side, figuring the players were charging, so he did not try to go for the goal. He tried to set it up for his teammates, and McAfee just missed it. So it'll be a goal kick for Lake Placid with 5:44 to go left in the first half. The ball is sent forward, and it's picked up by Merrill. Merrill gives the ball up. No, he still has the ball as he's being challenged by Faribi. Goes to the outside to Dudiak. Dudiak chips it up over to Mosier. Mosier cuts it to the inside, pushes it back. He finds Tyndall. Tyndall now gets the ball up over to Gunnar Frenier. Frenier with the ball is battling. He cuts it to the inside. Frenier still keeping it to the inside. It's Frenier with that speed now, and the ball is cleared out of bounds. So we have a throw in for Chazy as we approach the 5-minute mark left in the first half. And we have a ball daddy going after the ball. There's no ball boys. And the ball dad, Chad Poyer, gets the ball into play. And that's his boy playing defense on the far sideline. And that would be Owen Poyer. So the ball comes into play. Ball headed forward. And it is Mosier trying to get to the ball. Goes to Faribi. Faribi working his way down the line, being challenged by Tyndall as well as Frenier. Pushes it back onto the feet of Mazzetti. Mazzetti takes it to the outside. Nice opens pass to Faribi. Faribi comes to the center as he tried to find Montagnolia. Ball at midfield, goes off of Landriel. Picked up by Mosier. He goes out to Dudiak. Dudiak working his way down. Dudiak with some good speed, being defended by Lanson. Cuts it to the inside. Lanson defending. Dudiak pushes it back, all the way back to Poyer, who's in the offensive zone. He comes back over to McAfee. McAfee cutting through. McAfee looking to rip the shot. He sends it across, and LaBarge right off of the goalie again. DeForest doing a nice job, and it is another shot defended well by the Blue Bombers. Chazy putting pressure on. It is Lake Placid defending well. Owen Poyer, chips it back. Nice easy pass over to Merrill. Isaac Merrill cuts it to the outside. It's Merrill has it taken away. Good job by Mazzetti. But Merrill fights back for the ball. Now it's picked up by Mosier. He goes back over to Merrill. Merrill cuts it to the inside. It's Merrill. Rips a low shot. And he scores on the far post. Isaac Merrill kept it low. DeForest had no chance on that with 3:06 to go. And Chazy increases their lead 3-0. So 3 minutes left in the first half. And again, if Chazy wins this game, Coach McAuliffe will get his 500th career victory. His first victory was back in 1996 when he took over the helm of Chazy Soccer from Tom Tregan, who had taken it over from George Brendler. And it is McAuliffe's 27th year. And if the score stays true, Chazy will, these players, the team of 2022, will go down in the history books as a team that gave Coach McAuliffe his 500th career win. The ball comes into play to the far sideline defensively for Chazy. It is Jarris. Jarris knocks it out. So as the clock's winding down, Chazy will defend. They'll try to go into halftime with a 3-0 lead. And the ball comes into play. It goes on to the feet of Mazzetti. Mazzetti has it taken away by McAfee. And McAfee controlling, working his way down, pushes the ball through over to Mosier. Mosier coming across. It's Mosier chipping it across over to Gunnar Frenier. Gunnar Frenier pushes it, and Frenier trying to find Labarge. Labarge is telling Frenier, take the shot when you're that close. And now it's picked up by Tyndall. Tyndall has it knocked away by Colby. It'll be a throw in for Chazy. Tyndall, 2 minutes to go in the first half. Chips it back over to Tyndall. Tyndall trying to control. He cuts it to the inside. Tyndall gets a shot off, and that goes side net. So we'll have a goal kick for Lake Placid. And it's going to be Sebel taking the kick for the Lake Placid Blue Bombers. He sends the ball forward. It's now onto the feet of Frenier. Frenier getting a shot off, low shot, that deflects. Diving for the ball was DeForest, and it's a good thing. And again, he keeps the ball out. If it wasn't for this goalie, this freshman goalie, Jordan DeForest, the score could be much greater than it is right now. Chazy will get a corner kick. It's 3-0, and DeForest has done an incredible job as a freshman keeping the ball out of the net. But there's been unrelenting pressure in the first half by the Eagles as they lead 3-0. So 1 minute to go. We're going to have another corner kick. It will be a traditional corner kick by McAfee. It's a low kick, and that ball is kicked out. And hustling for the ball was Merrill. Merrill working his way down. It's Merrill still with the ball, does some nice footwork. Merrill chips it in, knocked out by DeForest, and knocked out of bounds by Mazzetti. So it'll be another corner kick. And Merrill will go get the ball. He's got 36 seconds, so he has time. He'll come to the near post. Chazy looking to increase their 3-0 halftime lead on this corner kick. And he sends the ball in. That is deflected into the net, and that looked like it went off number 3, Jarris. And it was Novak Jarris with the goal, and Chazy has now increased their lead 4-0 with 19 seconds left in the first half. The ball will work its way toward midfield. They will set up Chazy 4, Lake Placid 0 with 19 seconds left in the first half. And the ball is pushed back, sent forward, off his line. Zamir Foster will call for it. He'll take his time with 10 seconds. He'll work his way to the 18. He'll give a big kick, and there it goes. And it's got height, it's got distance. And this first half has come to a close in Lake Placid. It's Chazy 4, Lake Placid 0. And we're starting the second half here in Lake Placid. It's Chazy 4, Lake Placid 0. And the name I was butchering earlier was Sebi Sekudi. I can't even say it. Sejunian. But they call him Sebi. So we're going to be calling him Sebi for this game. It's a little easier for me. But the second half, it's Chazy 4. They're going in the opposite direction. They're going from left to right. And then for the far side, for Chazy, it's Gunnar Frenier trying to work his way around for Rebbe. It's Frenier pushing the ball back over to Merrill. Merrill has it knocked away. Now comes on to the feet of Jarris. Jarris keeps it simple over to McAfee. McAfee gets a shot from distance. This defended. It is Mosier looking to get a shot off, and it'll be a corner kick, and it was defended well by Sebi is what it looks like. And it'll be a corner kick for Chazy as Mosier was ready to let that shot rip. And we are less than 40 minutes away, and if this score stays the way it is, Rob McAuliffe will get his 500th career victory as a coach for Chazy after 27 years. Ball is fed in, and coming from the weak side was Labarge. Came in strong, but the ball went over the net. Great service from McAfee, and we're going to have a goal kick for Lake Placid. And setting up for the kick is Lansing, but he'll give the ball up to Sebi. Sebi will take the goal kick for Lake Placid. And the ball is coming forward. Nice kick from the young man. And it goes on to the feet of Merrill. Merrill chips it up to the far sideline. Hustling is Frenier. Nice speed. Doesn't get there in time. But there is that speed on the far side by Gunnar Frenier that can be very deadly in the offensive zone. Ball is controlled by the Eagles. It is Merrill. Nice footwork. Still keeps the ball. He now chips it up over to McAfee. McAfee now cuts it back. He slips to the open space. It is Poyer. Nice job. Keeps it simple. He gets the ball up over to Jarris. Jarris back over to Merrill. Merrill chipping it up, trying to find Labarge. Labarge heads the ball down, and Labarge scores again. And what a feed from Merrill from distance. Labarge comes in off the weak side, heads it on the ground. It finds the back of the net. And within 2 minutes and 15 seconds, Chazy extends the lead 5-0. So Lake Placid will get to start the kick here after that goal. Lake Placid, they were bending, but they were not breaking until the final 6 minutes of the first half, and then Chazy just exploded for 4 goals, and early in the second half they score again. So it's 5-0 Chazy here in Lake Placid, and it is Tindo for Chazy trying to work his way down. And I think the boys knew what this game meant to Coach McAuliffe, and that I'm not even sure if Coach McAuliffe is aware that this will be his 500th victory. And it's cleared out by Poyer, so nice job defensively by Poyer, just clearing out to the far sideline. Tindo steps up, but he has it taken away by Ferebi, and actually he's hit from behind. It was a Byrne, and Byrne's still with the ball, and it's a foul. Once Larry Bayshard saw there was no advantage, he blew the whistle. And it was to the advantage of Lake Placid to see what could happen. So the whistle is blown. And here's a nice opportunity for Lake Placid. They're going to have a direct kick from some distance, like 22 yards out, 23 yards out. Zamir Foster's yelling to his defense, trying to set them up, getting ready for the play. They're waiting for the official. And there's a kick up. And Zamir Foster jumps up, and it was a nice feed from Mazzetti. And Zamir Foster, the big booming punt for Chazy. And that deflects off of the head of Mosier, and it's McAfee. Takes it to the outside. He's looking to service. He sends it across. And it'll be another corner kick for Chazy. And I'm going to say about the 20-minute mark, you'll see Coach McAuliffe will start giving the reserves into the game, giving his starters a rest, and giving an opportunity to his reserves to see how they fit in if an injury steps up, who can step in. Traditional kick, ball comes in, far side. It goes off of the head of Labarge. Labarge, again, attacks from the weak side, takes it off, and it goes off the end line. So we're going to have another goal kick for the Blue Bombers with 35-32 left in the second half. And that's how much time's left before Coach McAuliffe gets his 500th career victory. So it's a milestone for Coach McAuliffe if this score stays true. But we wanted to make sure, Calvin wanted to make sure that there was a keepsake for Coach McAuliffe and that history was recorded on Hometown Cable. Ball comes in, it goes off of Labarge, and what's kind of neat is this team of 2022 will be the only team, and they will go down in history as the team that gave this 500th victory to Coach McAuliffe. So it's a nice event here tonight for the Chazy faithful. It's a great opportunity for the Chazy boys to contribute to the this milestone, and it'll be a congratulations to Coach McAuliffe. It shows his longevity as coach and his success as a coach with 27 years of coaching and 500 career victories. But we still have 34 minutes and 28 seconds, and I don't want to pull a Joe Poisson and say put a fork in it, because that's been bad experience for us before. So thank God Poisson is not here, because he might have put a hex on these kids. So we are not going to pull a Joe Poisson tonight. We got 34 minutes left in the second half. Chazy, you would think, have a comfortable 5-0 lead. And the ball is pushed back. There's a shot. And Zamir Foster, and that was a nice play. And that was number 15, Tremblay, pushes the ball back onto the feet of Cody Montagnolia, who drilled a shot, but it was Zamir Foster coming up with the save for Chazy. So some nice work by the Blue Bombers, and they're playing hard. These young men are not giving up. They're trailing, but they are not giving up, and that's nice to see. It is Merrill. Merrill chips the ball forward. Ball's headed out, And now it's Merrill again. He rips a shot that goes off the defense. And back there for Draper. He's trying to clear it out, but it's Mosier pushes it back. And it goes on to Caden Garrow. He's into the game. Shot by McAfee. Deflected off the end line. So we're going to have another corner kick. So there was a substitution. And actually Coach McAuliffe is starting to filter the players in as the clock is winding down in the second half. Well, again, we have 33 minutes, a lot of time left, and a lot of time for the reserves to get into the game. So a corner kick for Chazy. It could be a short kick. It's McAfee and Merrill. McAfee will send a traditional kick. Again, far side. Goes off the head of Tyndall. Deflected back out. Nice job by Tyndall, but a good job defensively. So we have another corner kick on the far sideline. And it looks like Gunnar Frenier. No, it's McAfee. That young man's hustling to get that kick. Maybe a short kick. But he waves Frenier off. And he will take the corner kick for Chazy. Sends a low kick. And it goes right into the hands of the goalie, DeForest. And so DeForest will take his time, work his way to the 18, let his players get back there offensively. And he comes to the near sideline as he was trying to find Colby. And that goes out of bounds. So we have a throw-in for Lake Placid. It's Poyer. Poyer sends the ball down the line. Nice throw-in by the young man. And back there is Draper for Lake Placid. Nice simple pass over to Colby. But nice play by Garrow. Garrow gets it over to Labarge. Labarge sends it forward, trying to find Mosier. Mosier trying to get through the defense, and good job defensively by Sebi. Sebi sends it back to midfield. Picked up by Poyer. He goes down the line. And back there is Draper for Lake Placid. Caden Garrow does a nice job, gets to the ball, looking to serve it, and he can't get to the ball before it goes off the end line. So we have a goal kick coming up for Lake Placid. 31:30 left in the second half. It is a beautiful, beautiful night, late afternoon, I guess you will, in Lake Placid on the 12th day of September 2022. Temperatures in the low 70s, and ball is in play. It is Draper. Draper, left-footed, tries to send ball forward. It goes off of Garrow, but back to Draper. He gets the ball onto the feet of Tremblay. Tremblay looking to turn. It is Draper. He sends the ball through. Coming off the line is Zamir Foster. Foster gets there no problem. Quickly, he sends a high punt. That goes off of the head of Mosier right to Labarge. Labarge goes to the outside. It's Labarge to McAfee. McAfee off his left foot goes off the... It could have been an offsides, if that's what they're calling. But the whistle's blown, and it would have been an offsides on Chazy. So Sebi will take the kick for Lake Placid. Nice hard kick toward midfield. It goes off of the head of Tyndall onto the feet of McAfee. McAfee has it knocked away. Picked up by Gunnar Frenier. Frenier cutting to the outside. Nice job by Montagnolia. He sends the ball up over to Tremblay. Tremblay pushes it back, goes off the defense, and we're going to have a corner kick for Lake Placid. So good job by Tremblay taking it off the defense. And to the far sideline going over there is Mazzetti. Mazzetti for Lake Placid looking to take the corner kick. Far side. Chazy will set up defensively. We're under 30 minutes left in the second half. It's Chazy 5, Lake Placid 0. Mazzetti for the corner kick for Lake Placid. His players are set up. They're waiting for the service. Mazzetti's nice service in the box. Calling for it was Foster. And Foster, those hands, I think there was glue on those hands. And when he gets to that ball, he doesn't let it go. And Foster comes down with it. He'll work his way to the 18. Short kick for him to Merrill. Merrill knocks it down onto the feet of Jarris. Jarris gets it over to McAfee. McAfee through ball, trying to find Mosier, but a nice job defensively by the defense. Number 4 for Rebbe. Rebbe knocks it back, but it's picked up by McAfee. McAfee cuts it to the inside. McAfee rips a shot wide of the net, and we're going to have a goal kick for Lake Placid. 28:52 left in the second half. It's Chazy 5. It's Lake Placid 0. And a goal kick coming up for the Blue Bombers. Sebi will take it for the Blue Bombers. And the ball comes forward. Goes over everybody. Dwyer heads it forward, but it goes on to the feet of number 20, Murphy. Murphy has it taken away, and the ball is headed out of bounds by Draper. Throwing for Chazy. It's Poyer for Chazy. He sends the ball in, trying to find Mosier. Mosier hips it back over to Garrow. Garrow deflects off of Garrow, and back defensively is Draper. He sends the ball forward. It's Jarris for Chazy. Has it taken away. And here's a through ball to Tremblay. A nice job by McAfee, or not McAfee, but by Dwyer to get back there defensively. Merrill quickly sends it forward on a counterattack. And the ball goes to the near sideline. Labarge putting pressure on, and Sebi knocks it out of bounds. So we have a throw-in for Chazy. It will be Poyer for Chazy with the throw-in. He comes down the line over to Labarge, gets by Labarge to Draper. Garrow for Chazy gets to there. In the open space, picked up by Labarge. He sends it all the way back to the defensive end to the feet of Tyndall. Tyndall gives it up to Dwyer. Dwyer goes to the far side. He finds Reagan Dudiak. Dudiak working his way through. McAfee, who looks like he's ready to load up. He drills a shot. It goes off of the defense. And it's picked up by number 12, Montagnolia. Has it knocked away, picked up by McAfee. McAfee still with the ball. Far side trying to find Mosier. Mosier sends it back across, and a good job defensively off the end line by the defense, but no other choice. And it will be a throw-in. It was Landreau who sent the ball off the end line. So a corner kick for Chazy. There are some players getting up, loosening up on the far sideline. I see Ben West as one of the players ready to check into the game. So it's a corner kick by Merrill. Merrill will take the corner kick for Chazy. Merrill chips it in, and it bounces around toward the net, and they score. And I think it was Labarge with the score. And Chazy now goes up 6-0 at 26:23 to go. And Labarge gets another goal, and Chazy goes up 6-0. And now we do start seeing the wholesale changes from Coach McAuliffe. I'll try to get the players' names and numbers here. West is into the game. Number 17, we have Austin Dozer into the game. On the far side, I'm picking up Hudson Zeal is into the game for Chazy. It looks like number 19, Kobe Hernandez, is into the game for Chazy. And I'll pick up some other players. I see number 23, Landon Frenier, into the game for the Eagles. Tyndall's up at the line, and it's going to the far side. It's knocked away by Zeal. Zeal sends it forward, and it goes on to the feet. Stoddard is into the game for Chazy also. So the wholesale changes have happened for Chazy. It's onto the feet of Mazzetti. Mazzetti working his way down. Poyer defending. It's Poyer. Mazzetti does a nice job. And it is going to be a foul on Poyer, being talked to by LP Bayshard. And they just given him a warning. Aggressive play. So we have a direct kick coming up for the Blue Bombers. It is Mazzetti with 25:39 left to go in the first half. And Mazzetti letting his players set up and waiting for the officials. And he's waving them on. And the kick comes in. This is dangerous. Goes far post and off the end line. But a nice feed from Mazzetti, just a little too far on the far post off the end line. So it'll be a goal kick for Chazy. With 25:05 left in the first half, Chazy has a 6-0 lead, and Coach McAuliffe is 25 minutes away from his 500th career victory. Foster sends the kick forward. The ball is chest down by Mazzetti, and it's picked up by Stoddard of Chazy. He sends the ball forward. Back there is Mazzetti, Michael Mazzetti. Mazzetti goes down, picked up by Stoddard. Stoddard trying to cut it to the inside. He was defended well by Draper. And it is going to be a goal kick. And Stoddard sent the ball over the end line, but he was defended well by Draper, and it'll be a goal kick for Lake Placid. With 24:11 to go, the ball is sent forward. It's a low kick. It goes off of the back of Mazzetti. Stoddard for Chazy hustling to the ball, but a nice job by Zebby. Zebby working his way forward, being challenged by Garrow. Garrow trying to find West. West outside of his foot, goes to the outside. Hustling back is Draper of Lake Placid, being challenged by West. West and Draper. Draper wins that battle. Caden Garrow with the ball. Has it deflected. It's picked up by number 19, Wiley. Wiley with the ball. Cutting to the inside. Wiley being defended by Poyer. Poyer has it knocked away onto the feet of number 17, Dozer. Dozer gives it up to Caden Garrow. West sends it trying to find Stoddard. Stoddard working his way down. And it's still Stoddard and Draper. Draper comes to the outside of Sebi. Sebi for Lake Placid with the ball. Work his way down the end line. Sends the ball forward. And that will go off. And Chad Poyer's been in the game a lot today. That's the second time Poyer's got the ball into play for Chazy. And he has his youth from his Northeastern Clinton days in work today. So we have a substitution. And coming into the game for Lake Placid is Colby. So it's going to be Poyer with the throw-in. Ball comes into play, just goes past Stoddard. And the ball is onto the feet of Wilson. Wilson has it taken away by West. West cuts it to the outside. West, good hustle, but defended well by Faribi. He sends it forward, it goes off of Poyer. Poyer gets the ball onto the feet of Garrow. Garrow back to Poyer, and the ball is going out of bounds. So throw in for the Eagles. Quickly, it's Poyer trying to find Stoddard. Draper knocks it out of bounds. So another throw in by Poyer. He sends the ball down about 20 yards. Throw in for the Eagles. Ball comes into play. Knocked to the outside. Nice job by Hernandez getting the ball to Poyer. Poyer sends it through, trying to find West. Weak side, it's picked up by number 3, Frenier. Frenier trying to get a shot off. He is defended well by number 8, Byrne. Byrne sends it off the sideline. So a throw in for Chazy. We're at the 22-minute mark. Chazy 6. It's Lake Placid 0. Ball is sent forward. Back there is Dwyer. Dwyer has done a great job so far early in the season at the sweeper position for Chazy. He sends the ball forward. Ball back toward midfield. It was Dwyer being challenged by Lower. And Poyer comes out and disrupts the play, sends it to the far sideline. Ball stays in. It's picked up by Zeal. And it goes now off the sideline. So Zeal will take the throw in for Chazy. And this Hudson Zeal for Chazy, far side. Ball comes into play. Goes off of number 17, Dozer. That's Austin Dozer. So it'll be a throw in for Lake Placid. And ball comes in play, working its way toward the end line. And it is a nice job defensively by Frenier. Back to Frenier. Frenier now going forward, has it taken away. And it is a shot by Wilson, deflects off of the defense, picked up by Dozer. Dozer with the ball, has it taken away. Now going down the line. And here comes the Mazzetti looking to serve. And nice job by Dwyer to the outside on a Frenier. Landon Frenier cuts it to the inside. And it's still Frenier, but Wilson does a nice job defending. Frenier with the ball, cuts it to the outside. He's being charged by Wilson. And it is Frenier still with the ball. And a good job defensively by number 12, Montagnolia. And that would be Cody. So the ball, Draper sends the ball forward. He gets the ball off to Cody Montagnolia. Has it knocked away by Tindo. And it is Draper in the offensive zone. Stoddard has it taken away by Draper. Draper tries to cut it to the inside. Dozier knocks the ball away. And it's won by the Blue Bombers. It is number 12, Cody Montagnolia. He gets the ball over to Colby. Colby goes to the outside. He finds Byrne. Byrne cutting down over to Wilson. Actually, it's Charlie Wilson. Sends Draper looking to get a shot off. He's deflected away by Tindo. Tindo to West. West sends the ball forward to Draper. Draper gets a shot from distance off of the head of Dwyer. And it's back, and it's controlled by Sebo. Sebo with the ball, goes to the outside. He finds the feet of Faribi. Faribi working his way down. Nice job by Faribi. And that's defended well by the defense of Hernandez. Hernandez sends the ball up. It goes over everybody off the sideline. So a throw in for the Blue Bombers. 19-12 left in the second half. It's 6-0 Chazy. And we have Faribi taking the throw in for Lake Placid. Ball comes into play. And here come the Blue Bombers. The ball comes through. Off his line is Foster. He'll work his way to the 18. There was no danger, but he'll work his way to the 18. Taking his time, letting his players set up. And it's Foster. Nice high kick. Short by his standards. It's only 10 yards into the other end of the field. And it's nice play by Stoddard. He's trying to get by Draper. Draper defending well for Lake Placid. And that goes off of Stoddard. Nice little battle there. And they said no, it was off of Draper. So coming in for the throw-in is Owen Poyer for Chazy. He sends the ball into play. That goes off of the head of Sebi. And it is now knocked out of bounds by number 19, Wiley. So a throw-in for Chazy. And it is Poyer with the throw-in for the Eagles. Balls comes into play. That goes off of the head of Dozer, trying to find Garrow. Poyer sends the ball forward. Coming back, it is Dwyer. Dwyer sends it, trying to curve the ball in, but it goes out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for Lake Placid deep in their own end. It'll be Draper taking the throw-in for Lake Placid. So 17:38 to go. Actually, it's going to be Sebi, it looks like. No, Sebi gives it up to Draper, and that is Grady Draper. And the ball comes back to Sebi. Sebi one times it forward. Tindo heads the ball forward, trying to find Frenier. Ball goes to the far sideline, goes onto the feet of Scanio. Scanio for Lake Placid into the game. Tindo cuts it to the inside, gets by Scanio. It is Tindo still with the ball, still working his way forward. It is Tindo. And it's picked up by Colby. Colby knocks it forward, and it's now sent forward by Ferebi. And it was number 19, Hernandez, does a nice job getting it back into the offensive zone. But back there defensively is Colby of Lake Placid. And there is a foul on the Eagles. So we have 16:45 left in the second half. Lake Placid will take this foul. And Chazy leading 6-0. Ball comes forward. It goes off of Dozer. Austin Dozer is having a battle with Wilson. He knocks it forward, and it's picked up by number 19, Wiley. Wiley sends it back, picked up by Ben West. West trying to get a through ball over to Stoddard. Stoddard tries to go back to West and to either Dozer, but it's picked up by Draper. And a loose ball to the far side. Hustling is Charlie Wilson. Wilson trying to get to the ball, but a good job by Frenier. Frenier pushes the ball up, trying to find West. Dozier steps into the play, but it's won by the Blue Bombers. Ball comes forward onto the feet of Colby. Colby has it knocked away by Tyndall, and quickly it's sent into Chazy territory, and it is Dwyer knocks it off to the near sideline. He tried to find Hudson Zeal, but that goes off the sideline, so a throw in for the Blue Bombers. We have 15:43 left in the second half, and it's going to be a throw in for the Blue Bombers. It looks like no, Cody Montagnolia is coming out of the game. Ball comes into play, and it's knocked off the end line by sideline by Cody Hernandez. So Lake Placid is moving the ball along the far side, and it looks to be Landrial will take the throw in for Lake Placid. Ball comes in, and that's going to be an illegal throw in. So substitutions look like Gunnar Frenier coming back into the game for Chazy. Coming into the game for Lake Placid, it looks to be Colby is back into the game. PJ Colby. So ball comes into play down the line. It goes off of Charlie Wilson. So a throw in for Chazy. Stepping up to take the throw in is Hudson Zeal for Chazy with 14:41 left in the second half. Ball comes into play. It goes off of the head of West to the middle of the play, trying to find Austin Dozier hustles back, goes to Stoddard. Now stepping up is Poyer for Chazy. He sends a through ball, and it goes by everybody. West is hustling to the ball, but he can't get there in time, so we're going to have a goal kick for Lake Placid. We're at 14 minutes and 14 seconds left in the second half as the clock is winding down, and it's 14 minutes. If the score stays true, that Chazy will win this game, and Coach McAuliffe will get his 500th career victory. Ball pushed to the outside, now sent forward. Kind of a low kick. It goes on to Byrne. Byrne sends it forward. He is trying to find Charlie Wilson, and the ball is knocked out by Dwyer. Dwyer goes forward. He finds Stoddard. Stoddard of Chazy switches fields. He's trying to find West on the far sideline. Also hustling for Chazy is Gunnar Frenier. Ball goes off of the defense, goes off of Kobe, throw in for the Eagles, and it's Gunnar Frenier. Ball comes into play, trying to find Tyndall. Tyndall hustles back, shields well, but has it taken away. Ball now sent into the offensive zone for Lake Placid. To midfield, goes off of Draper. Ball to the near side. Stoddard has it knocked away, picked up by Garrow. Garrow battling for the ball, but it's a nice job by Draper defending. He sends it forward. Stepping up defensively is Zeal. Zeal with the ball now chips it forward toward the net, goes off of Draper, and the ball is headed forward by West, and good hustle by West, defended well by Byrne. Byrne does a nice job, and Lake Placid moves the ball very well. Back there is Poyer for Chazy, and it is Tyndall. Tyndall now working his way. Tyndall cutting through. Tyndall doing some nice work, but he's defended well. Ball now sent forward by Zeal. Zeal comes back. Zeal gets to the ball. He's hustling, playing well. Back there for Chazy is Hernandez. Hernandez with the ball. Now comes to the near sideline. Stepping up is Poyer. Poyer has it knocked away, and it is Draper. Poyer does a nice job. Takes it from Draper, getting to Stoddard. Stoddard sends it back up, or has it knocked away over to Draper. Draper sends it forward. Stepping up is Dwyer. He heads the ball over to Stoddard. Gets by Stoddard onto the feet of Draper. Stoddard takes it over Draper's head, but Draper does a good job defensively. He sends it back over Stoddard's head, off his chest, out of bounds, throw in for Lake Placid. So we're 12 minutes left here in the second half. Throw in for the Blue Bombers. Draper ready to take the throw in. He does. It goes off of the head of Stoddard, off of Dozier, trying to find West, and it's Draper, now sends it back, picked up by Tyndall. Tyndall cuts it to the inside, pushes it back onto the feet of Zeal. Zeal trying to find Tyndall, goes back to Zeal. Zeal outside his foot, gets it over to Gunnar Frenier. Frenier has some space. Now he works forward. He is defended. It is Frenier still with the ball, cuts it to the inside. He's defended well by Byrne, but he still ends up with the ball. He's like the ever-ready bunny battery, or battery for the bunny there. He just doesn't stop. So it's far sideline, and it is Zeal working his way down. Nice hustle by Zeal. There's a deflection. Zeal trying to keep the ball in play. So Hudson Zeal making the most of his time out there. It goes off the end line. So we're going to have a goal kick for Lake Placid. The Energizer, buddy. Thank God I got my person on the camera here keeping me straight. Energizer battery. I can't think that quick. He just keeps going and going. That's what we're talking about, Gunnar Frenier. So the ball comes forward onto Stoddard. Or actually, that is, it is Stoddard with the ball. He has it knocked away. Poyer for Chazy heads it forward, trying to find number 6, Garrow. He does. Garrow goes back to Poyer. The ball is deflected onto the feet of Cody Montagnolia, but it's deflected back to Stoddard. West takes it away. West trying to get a shot off, but it's cleared out by Draper. And there's a deflection deep into the territory, but it's knocked forward by Lansing to the far side onto the feet of Montagnolia. It is Zeal has it taken away, working his way down. Nice hustle by Hernandez. He pushes the ball back. Or actually, that was Landon Frenier. Good hustle by Frenier. Ball sent forward. Back is Draper. Draper doing a nice job defensively. Defends well against Stoddard. Taking it away from Dozier. Hits it high in the air. And ball headed forward by Tyndall, but it goes to the defense of Lake Placid. Coming to the near sideline, Poyer steps up, keeps it in. Keeps it nice and simple over to Garrow. Garrow trying to work his way down. He's defended by Draper. Garrow still with the ball, being defended by Draper. They got a battle going on over there. He heels it back over to Sebi. Sebi takes it off the sideline, so we have a throw in for Chazy. We're under 10 minutes left in the second half, and it's Poyer for Chazy with the throw-in. Ball comes in off the head of Tyndall, and it is Dozer getting the ball up over to Stoddard. And Stoddard and Draper, they've been battling over there, and Draper takes it off the sideline, so a throw-in for Chazy. It will be Poyer with the throw-in for Chazy. Ball comes into play. It is number 21, Ben West, trying to get it through to get a shot off. It's pushed back. Zeal steps up from the defensive end for Chazy. Keeps it simple to Tyndall. Tyndall cutting, looking to get a shot off. He rips a shot, and that's wide of the net. But some good work from Zill and Tyndall. We have a goal kick for Lake Placid and a substitution for Lake Placid. Going out of the game is Murphy. Coming into the game is number 16, Henry Lower. So the ball comes in at midfield. It's controlled by the Blue Bombers. And it is Tremblay, sends it forward. Back there is Dwyer. And Dwyer will look to keep it off the end line. And he does. He pushes it forward. And it is. There's the low shot. Cleared out by Poyer. Onto the feet of West. West cutting it to the inside. He sends the ball forward, trying to find Stoddard. Ball is defended well. It is Sebi. Sebi gives it up over to Draper. Draper cuts it back to the inside. And it is Frenier on the far sideline. Tries to cut it to the inside, and it's knocked out by Lanson. So we have 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and a milestone will be achieved here tonight in Lake Placid, as the Chazy boys will give Coach Rob McAuliffe his 500th career victory. And that is a milestone for sure. There's 11 coaches that have hit that milestone. Lee, who's given me these stats, said there may be 2 others since he did these stats, but it is quite the milestone to get to this level. And of course, George Brendler is known to get Chazy soccer started and to set the style of play that was not seen around here. It was back in the day. It was boot ball. And it was Coach Brendler who brought this style of play to the North Country. And then, of course, it was Tom Tregan who took the reins from Coach Brendler. He was the bridge, as they call it, as we're calling it now. And he did the bridge and had much success as the coach that took over for Coach Brendler. And then, of course, the reins went over to Coach Rob McAuliffe back in 1996. And for all this time, he's been the coach for Chazy, of course, as we well documented, 9 state championships. And every year it's the boys, that's the one thing on their mind is, can they get back to the Final Four and win a championship for Chazy. And here's a chance for Lake Placid. And off the line was Foster. Coming in hard was a Brady Tremblay, but a nice hustle by Tremblay, good play by Foster, and nice punt by Foster. So Coach McAuliffe has a lot of hardware, a lot of regional championships, a lot of sectional championships, a lot of divisional titles, and over that span of 27 years. And this is just another milestone, as we like to call it, for Coach McAuliffe. It will be number 500. There's 5 minutes and 24 seconds. It doesn't become official till this clock hits 0. But with a 6-0 lead, I think it's pretty safe to say that Chazy, this 22 squad, will achieve their goal of giving this victory to their coach. So we have now 5 minutes left, and Grady Draper's done a really nice job for Lake Placid back there tonight. Draper with the throwing. Ball comes into play. He finds the feet of Montagnolia, who's defended by Tyndall very well. Tyndall cuts it back, working to the outside. Montagnolia still hustling. And that's the other thing I want to compliment these Lake Placid Blue Bombers tonight. These young men, they have not given up. They have played hard all night long. And I want to give kudos to Coach Stuart Hemsley for having this nice squad, a good group of young men who are very talented, play hard, and they've just run into a Chazy team, and that young man, Jordan DeForest, is only a freshman. I got a feeling he's going to be a thorn on the Chazy side over the next 3 years. Strong young player as goalie, and the score could be more if it wasn't for that young man in net. So good job to Coach Stewart. Good job to these Lake Placid students here. They're doing a good job tonight. They just ran into a buzzsaw in Chazy. They should be very proud of themselves. So we have 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Draper, again, who's done a wonderful job back there for Lake Placid, is being challenged by Stoddard. Stoddard takes the ball away. He chips it up toward the net, and that goes off of Sebi. Sebi will look to keep it to the outside. He does, and he's being challenged by Stoddard. Ball is pushed up. Draper has the ball taken away by Dozer. Dozer with the ball being conversed on by Draper, pushes it back as he gets Garrow. And it is kind of bunching up right now, but it's picked up by Garrow. Garrow takes it to the outside. He's defended by Landrio. And Landrio, a sliding tackle by Garrow. Garrow and Landrio battling for that ball. Ball comes to the near sideline. Ball picked up by Wiley. Over to Tremblay. Tremblay hustling down the line, being defended by Dwyer. Tremblay trying to cut in. And coming back to help out was Poyer. Nice job by Poyer disrupting that play. And it'll be a throw-in for Lake Placid. And again, Chad Poyer, he's into the game, man. I think I've called his name more than his son tonight, for God's sakes. Chad Poyer into the game. Chad's laughing at me right now. Ball comes into play. It is Draper with the throw-in. Ball comes into the feet of Faribi. Faribi tries to make the turn. And nice job by Caden Garrow. Sends the ball forward. Trying to get to the feet of Ben West. Goes off the sideline. So it's going to be a throw-in for Lake Placid. 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Garrow heads the ball down. He finds Dozer. And the ball's chipped out of bounds. So we have a throw-in. And the camera person grabs the ball and throws the ball in play. We can't give that person's name out right now. I'll never hear the end of it. So it's a throw-in by Poyer. Ball coming into play. And it is picked up by number 21, Ben West. West has it knocked out of bounds by Sebi. So we're going to have a throw-in for Chazy. It's going to be Poyer. And that's Owen Poyer, not Chad. Owen Poyer with the throw-in for Chazy. Ball comes into play. Ball's headed out. And we're going to have another throw-in by Owen Poyer as we now have 1 minute 34 seconds left to go in this game. And the ball comes into play. And it is knocked out. Poyer does a nice job, sends it forward. And it is Garrow. And that would be a handball on Garrow. So we have 1 minute 13 left. The clock is winding down. And so we're a minute away from this game officially going in the books as a victory for Chazy. They lead 6-0. My guess is the score will stay this way. And the class of 22, the team of 22, will give Coach McAuliffe his 500th career victory. Ball sent forward. And Zamir Foster comes off his line. And he saves my prediction of no more scores. So thank you, Zamir. He sends the ball forward. And the ball is headed back. Hustling back is Sebi. Sebi's had a good game back there as well as Draper. And we can't forget Jordan DeForest, the freshman. And there's a shot. And there's DeForest again doing his job. And DeForest, another big save for Lake Placid. And that young man has a bright future. He's only a freshman. 3 more years at the varsity level. Ball cuts to the inside. There, Lake Placid trying to break this shutout. And it is going to be sent forward by Dozer. And this game has officially come to a close. It's Chazy 6, Lake Placid 0. Rob McAuliffe, his 500th career victory. And as Calvin likes to say, that's the way it is in Lake Placid. So we have a little extra here for you because the parents and the fans have a little something special for Rob McAuliffe. We have green balloons with the 500 to represent 500. They've given out party favors to the fans, and they're waiting for Coach McAuliffe to come over here, and they're going to have a little minor celebration. And, yeah, we have our... So, yeah, we're ready to roll here. And it could be that they could be marching over. And the Lake Placid players are giving Coach Rob McAuliffe congratulations. They just got wind that this was Coach McAuliffe's 500th career victory. He is talking to his players, and you will see they're going to be marching over with 500, and the parents are going over, and you might be able to even bring this closer. There we are. Go this way here. There we are. And parents and fans are walking over to Coach McAuliffe with the green balloons that say 500 career victories. And if he didn't know it, he knows it now, that he has just achieved a huge milestone. There's only been 11 other coaches to get to this level with 500 victories. There's one other one from Maple Hill. I'll have to check in a moment, but I think it's Gillespie from Maple Hill. He has over 600, like 630 career victories. Number one in the state for sure. But Coach McAuliffe joins a rare group of coaches in New York State with 500 career victories. And Coach McAuliffe is still talking to his team. The parents and the fan base have worked their way over there. They have party favors. And we could try to walk closer. We could try this. And let's just see. And the Chazy players are yelling, "Coach, coach, coach." So we're walking with the camera here, so if you see this movement, well, we're trying to get closer for you. On this celebration, I can see from distance Coach McAuliffe is definitely smiling, for sure. He's appreciative. They got the balloons up for Coach McAuliffe, and I'm sure he would have loved to have this happen on the George Brendler Field, but he'll take it anywhere, I'm sure. So the players and the fans, and again, I do apologize, I'm walking, so I'm kind of bouncing around here. But they're getting a picture. Good game. You played well. So the parents are taking pictures, and you can see what's going on. We're trying to give you as much of this wonderful night here in Lake Placid. You don't see it often. Obviously, there's only been 11 other coaches. But let's get to Coach McAuliffe and get this picture here. So there we are. So just kind of give you an idea. The players are definitely relishing this milestone. They will go down in history as a team that gave Coach McAuliffe this 500th victory. Coach McAuliffe, just for a minute.
I gotta see this guy in a minute, though. I'll be right with you.
So now you know why I'm here with the camera. Yeah. So I'm with Coach McAuliffe. Now, coming into this game, did you know where you were?
The only reason I did is that a few years ago, I had to send in officially my record for something else. at the state level. And then every year the Press Republican requires it to be sent in. So now I was forced to look at it, and then I kind of forgot about it until a few days ago, and so here we are.
So what a special moment. 500 career wins.
Yeah.
27 years.
Yeah.
Where does the time go?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I always tell the story about my first couple of years. I was so nervous before every game, and I said I can't wait until I'm years from now where I can come to a game and not be nervous. So and then 10, 15 years in, I realized I'm going to be nervous every game, regardless of how many years I've done it.
So 96, were you still with Tom Tregan then, or were you the official coach in 96?
95 I was Tom's assistant, and then 96,
okay. So 96 was it. I've said on camera, your first victory, you remember who it was and what the score was?
I'd have to think about it.
Thanks to Lee Barkham, yes. I have this.
Saranac Lake? No, who was it?
Seton. 2-0.
At Seton Catholic in the Seton tournament.
Was that what it was?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's 2-0.
Yeah.
So from the first victory to the 500th victory,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Joey.
And you have a few titles along the way.
Yeah. I'm very lucky, though. It's a wonderful thing that I have here, and, I just love every day I have with these players, and, I wondered if I would start to, would my enjoyment of it start to wane as I got older, and it hasn't. I still love coming to games with these boys and practice with them every day, and so I've been really blessed. Yeah.
What I'm really, for these boys, and it'll mean more when this is over with.
Yeah.
But they're the group that gave you your 500 victory.
Yeah, and they're a special group of boys. This is a team that a lot of people on paper didn't kind of question how well they would do, and geez, we're starting the season off really well, and so I'm proud of them, and it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to our little town, and so they play hard for each other.
They do, and I will tell you, the Frankie Garrow Memorial, what they did that weekend, their confidence level went through the roof.
It did. I think they wondered how good they were, and I think they wondered what time of how good they could be, and I think after that Plattsburgh win, and Plattsburgh's just a very, very good team, but they played really well together, and just.
And you said before the season, this is a team that will get progressively better every game. I'm seeing it early that they're feeling very comfortable in their skin and their positions right now.
Yeah, I think they play for each other, and I think it's true. I think as the year goes on, we're just going to get a little bit better and a little bit better each time. I think, more practice time, more weeding out the problems that we have. And, I think I was saying to them, a lot of guys didn't think we'd be so good defensively with some of the young guys we have back there. And, we've given up 1 goal in 7 games or something like that, and so obviously things are going well.
So Lee Barkham got me the stats, but you are looking at one of the rare few. There were 11. I think you're number 12. He said there might be 1 or 2 more. In New York State with 500 career victories. Calvin wanted to make sure we had this on film for you, for the records.
Thank you to Calvin, too.
Congratulations again, Coach McAuliffe.
Yeah, thank you.
Should be very proud.
Thanks, Joey.
All right. So it is 500 career victories for Coach McAuliffe here in Lake Placid. And I will sign off this time, as Calvin says, that's the way it is in beautiful downtown Lake Placid.
All right, we are looking at the lights coming through. We're at George Brendler Field. It's the 12th day of September 2022. We are gathered here at 9 hours and 12 minutes into the PM for the return, a triumphant return, we might say, of the Chazy boys soccer team. They have just completed their 500th victory under Coach Rob McDonough. Many members of the student body here at Chazy are racing over to greet the bus. They've been escorted in by a local fire truck. I'm not sure if it was Beatmantown or Chazy. That's I think it's Chazy fire truck would be appropriate. I think, in fact, I think it was Lee Barkham was supposed to be driving that flashing little vehicle right there. So Rob McAuliffe has won his 500th game as varsity coach at Chazy Central Rural School. We'll probably hear the statistics tonight, but I think I saw Lee Barkham posting something like in 26 seasons, averaging 18 and a half victories per year. So it's been a remarkable run, over a quarter of a century to do it. But it's not like a Major League Baseball season where a team can win 100 games. If you win in the 20s, you've had an excellent season because that means you've made the playoffs and you haven't lost too many games along the way. So you get, if you're lucky, you get to probably low 20s for total games in the season. Before we go any further, we want to thank Maggie Tremblay for running the camera and Joey Tremblay for handling the microphone as they were there for Hometown Cable in Lake Placid covering that championship game. So we want to thank them for doing that for us. Folks here at Chazy contacted me early in this season to make sure that we knew that the 500th victory was within grasp as Sarah Gagno escorts Lee Barcombe onto the field. Here comes Coach Rob McAuliffe getting a cheering welcome home on this the 12th day of September 2022 here at George Brendler Field. And of course, George Brendler is here. George was Rob's coach, and he is here to welcome home Rob and to help with the ceremonies. Joey Tremblay will be our master of ceremonies as we turn to get a quick look at some of the people who have gathered here on this night. Pleasant night, probably 70 degrees out. And nice turnout. Not the whole community knew that this little welcome home was going to happen because, first of all, they didn't know they were going to win it till they won it. And then they wanted to keep it as big a surprise as possible. So that little PA system was working great for the music, but between Sarah and Joey, they'll be figuring it out. And there's always somebody who has to do the heavy lifting after the the roadie has to
Good evening, and
carry
we're
the stuff
here for a
off the
very
bus.
special night tonight. Since the dedication of this field in 2005 to Coach George Brendler till today, there have been many special moments on this field, from very classic soccer games to celebrations of state championships. But tonight we have another milestone. Coach McAuliffe's 500th career win. New York State Public High School Athletic Association's boys soccer record book shows 11 other coaches have reached 500 career wins, and perhaps 2 others may have eclipsed the mark since the site has been updated. And what I'm sharing with you tonight is from our extraordinary statistician Lee Barcombe, so we can give him a big hand for the information I'm sharing with you right now. CCRS boys career record since 1953 is 935 wins, 183 losses, and 56 ties for an 820 winning percentage. Under Coach McAuliffe's career record, his record is 500 wins, 43 losses, and 24 ties, an incredible .903 winning percentage. 9 out of every 10 games, he comes off the field with his team a winner. Coach McAuliffe's teams have won more than half of the Eagles' career victories and have lost less than a quarter of the Eagles' career losses. His 20 years of coaching have averaged 18.5 wins per season, and we're only 6 games into his 27th season. For many of you who probably know this, and for some of you that don't, Rob's playing career in Chazy, he was a 5-year varsity starter from 85 to 89, where he amassed a total of 60 goals, 25 assists, and 125 points making him one of the most prolific players in Chazy soccer history. McAuliffe began coaching his beloved Chazy Eagles in the fall of 1996, succeeding his mentors George Brendler and Tom Tregan. There's no doubt that Rob bent the ears of both these men for many years and relied on their advice to lead to his success. Matter of fact, his first career victory came against Seton Catholic, 2-0 in the Seton preseason tournament. Coach McAuliffe is heavily involved in the administration of high school soccer statewide, including serving as Section 7 coordinator for several years. As one coaching colleague told Lee, when Coach McAuliffe's milestone gets celebrated, please recognize what he does for the sport of soccer as a whole and how much of a gentleman he is. That sums it up pretty well, in my opinion. In 26 full seasons of coaching, McAuliffe's teams have won 9 New York State championships, a state record, 18 New York State regional championships and Final Four appearances, 21 Section 7 titles, and 23 league titles. There were no league titles or state play in 2020 because of COVID. Now, we will get to Coach McAuliffe, but before we do, we want to bring the Hall of Fame coach, George Brendler, who this field is named after, up to the mic, please. Coach George Brendler.
Thank you, Joey. I have a printout of an article that appeared in the paper in '97, the fall of '97. It says, after 13-year wait, McAuliffe could finally go places with the Chazy Eagle. Anybody remember that? Well, it was a big deal, because he had started in '96, and this was the first year that you were going somewhere. This storyline starts out, Rob's career and success, what Joe had already mentioned, that extreme thing that you've been able to create, a record of such magnitude, section titles, state titles, and 500 wins. But we have to say that there's a back story to this article. How did this happen to come about? And the article said, 13-year wait. So 1997, that means in 1984, something happened. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
So what happened?
So the boys team went to the Final Four, and I was the ball boy, and I couldn't go because I was a ball boy and it went too far away, right? It was too far away, right?
Did you hear that? What happened was, this was a big deal, and in the article, Rob mentions as the coach now. By the way, I should mention, when this occurred, they were going to the state playoffs, the state Final Four, and people like James Mosher, Pat McAuliffe, Mac Evans, Gene Lauren, John Fredericks, Kevin Ryan, Chris Trombley, those names should sound familiar, were the team that he was coaching. So anyway, what happened was, this was new to us back then. It isn't for Rob and you people that have been around all these years. He's got it all figured out. But we didn't know. We were going to the Final Four, and we had the girls going to the Final Four. We had 2 buses lined up, and where's the money coming from? Where do we go? Who gets the reservations and so on? So it was a big deal. And the last thing in my mind, I apologize, was the ball boys who wanted to go on the trip. But that brings me to something else, that's the special person that started this whole thing that you're witnessing now. That ball boy who wanted to be out here with us, giving of his time. The little fellow, by the way, I see one running around that looks like you out there. On the JVT. So anyway, that is a special thing that makes this an occasion that's unusual. To understand the fact that 500 wins doesn't just happen. Now, I'll give you a test to my record. When I came up here in 65, we've already had successes in soccer. History-wise, Chazy was different because we had Mr. Miner's building, and we were not part of the CCIL, the Clinton County Scholastic League. So we came in later, and we were, I hate to say this, but people, the other league teams used to call us the doormat of the league. Can you believe that? You know, that's not a very good thing to be faced with. When I came up, the doormat of the CCIL. Soccer wasn't as bad, but just the same. We had some successes in soccer. They had state champ. I think they had a sectional and they had a league championship. And even then, there were some Wests and Trombleys and Bayshard on their team. So anyway, you move up in my time by 75. We were pretty well established. We had successes. People believed. Despite of me, let's say, we were winning, and there was something special happening in Chazy. And as a result, you know, we were involved in the state playoffs. I, like Rob and Tom, we were very involved in forming the playoffs, or getting the state playoffs going. So, as a result, we were already getting some experience at that level. But it wasn't until '84 that I actually had a team go to the state final, the Final Four. And so that's the story behind how Rob didn't get to go, but he's made up, he made up for it with all these wins. But Joe has already described, a little background, but I'd say that as a young fellow, he was an outstanding player for me, 5 years, captain 3 years, and then he went on to college. Oh, and another thing too, while you were on the team, I think you go to soccer camp, and I remember he'd come back and they used to call him the schemer. The soccer camp, he'd scheme and plan things, and which is a special. You're looking at a special person. That's all I can say. That he had something that we are so glad to have. Something that he's given to this community. His dedication. In fact, as after college, he went to college while Mr. Tragan took over, and who continued the program, I think, quite well. And then Rob came back to coach his alma mater. And I think that was a special event for this town. It could have been different, could have been otherwise, but we happened to get Rob McAuliffe as our coach. And I would say that if you can understand what it took him, 40 years or more of coaching, thinking. In fact, one time I called his house, talking to Kristen. I said, can I speak to Rob? And she says, Rob who? He doesn't live here anymore. He's over at school. Well, not really true. But that's what it took. And the special effort that you have, and being an administrator, facing all the adversity of finances, the school is getting smaller. There are a lot of other things that a coach faces. Actually, Rob faced much more than I ever faced in my time. I had 245 wins. But, of course, the seasons were different, and when you don't go to the States, you don't have the extra numbers and so on. So I'm just throwing that out, 245 for 25 years. He was coaching for 26 now, and 500, so there you go. I think that is tremendous. Above all, that I would say that I really think makes him a special person is that I have been made to feel part of the program all these years. There was a saying MacArthur mentioned when he was leaving, retiring, whatever, that old soldiers never die. They just fade away. And I don't feel that way. I didn't fade away, Rob, because you let me be part of the program. I'm part of the team. I'm part of the team, Coach. It's important. And the last thing I'll say is I was watching the picture being taken out there today, and you had the 500 in front of the kids, and Rob is off to one side right here. Rob was not out there saying, right in front of the 500, hey, it's me. It wasn't me. Not Rob. It was the team. It's us. It's our community. That's Rob. And I'm glad to have known him. And I wish him the great. And the next thing that Rob has to face is the biggest goal is the 10th championship and 600 wins.
Yeah. I just want 501.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Coach. So before we get to our next speaker, a couple other tidbits. The coach for the Plattsburgh High School girls, Tim Mulligan, wanted to be here tonight, but his son Owen had a game against Northeastern Clinton. Tim Mulligan was Coach McAuliffe's first captain. So a little bit of tidbit for you on that. And then through the years, from the time he started to now, to get to 500 wins, as the wins piled up, there were many great teams and many great players. But to you young gentlemen tonight, you were fantastic in Lake Placid. It was quite a show you put on. But you will go down in history as the team that brought Coach McAuliffe his 500th victory. So congratulations to you guys. Our next speaker, longtime official, Randy Lozier.
I'll keep this brief. I'm not sure I need the microphone, but I've known Rob on many levels. Rob and I started coaching the same year. He has a couple more wins than I do, about 497 actually. But we started the same year, and Rob immediately looked like one of the veterans of the coaches out there. He's done everything with class. With my new role as the interscholastic athletic coordinator, when I go to state meetings, even though Rob isn't the state coordinator, they look to him for advice. They look to him to know what he does in his program. Coaches in this area try to emulate what Rob does, but they aren't able to. The reason why is he garners the success, not just with himself, but he also is the first person to say, without my wife, without my assistant coaches, without my captains, he's always looking to give the spotlight to somebody else. At the state level, he has the most state championships. He's in the top 10 of all time of most wins. Yet you never hear the word I out of him. It's always we. We can't ask for a better ambassador in Section 7 than Rob McAuliffe in soccer. We wish him not only success this year and beyond, but the 500 wins that he always shares with everybody else. So on behalf of Section 7, thank you so much for being a great ambassador, not at the local level, but also the state level. Congratulations on 500, Rob.
All right, I'd like to bring up Brian Norcross.
Athletic Director.
I will also keep it brief tonight. And, we've heard about the wins, the stats, everything Rob has meant to the soccer program. Kind of on a personal level, when I got hired in Chazy in 1998, I think Rob was on the committee that interviewed me. I'm surprised he did hire me. May regret that now. But I just feel lucky. Didn't know much about soccer. I grew up in a town not far away, but I think I was the only person when I interviewed not to mention my knowledge of soccer. And I guess it worked out for me. But on a personal note, I also had the pleasure when I moved in or took the job in 1998 Coach McAuliffe and I had the pleasure of living together for a couple years, which was a tremendous amount of soccer talk and knowledge, not much else. There were also times when we lived at a house near Bluff Point, and yeah, Coach Brenler was on the 16th hole, and there were times we'd wake up in the summertime and we would see Mr. McAuliffe's brother and father on our deck coming to talk about soccer. No one gets that joke, but if you want to ask me, I'll fill you in on it. I don't know if John McAuliffe remembers those days or Pat, but my point is it's been a long time of being around Rob. And on a personal note, again, we talk about soccer, but I think what I would say is for the parents of this community, the students, the players who have played for him. I had the pleasure of my son playing for Coach McAuliffe for a handful of years. I couldn't be more blessed. I sat on the sidelines with him for many years. I've learned a lot of soccer from him. I've learned to be a better person from Rob. And I just want to say this, all of us here, his players, students, this community, we are thankful we have Rob. He's been a great colleague. He is now my boss that I respect tremendously. And more importantly, he has been a great friend to myself and everyone in this town. And we are just thankful to have him. And again, congratulations to Rob on everything he has done for us.
And just two more things before I give you Coach. The Frankie Garrow Memorial, 2 weeks ago. We make it to the finals, Plattsburgh High School. If you were to go to Vegas, we don't stand a chance. Could be a 3 or 4 goal game. Young Chazy team, all new defense, sweeper, stopper, fullbacks, goalie. Plattsburgh comes in with upperclassmen, documented resume, and people say to me, how did Chazy pull this game off? And I've had this conversation over the years many, many times in the state championships. Everybody goes to Rob, how do you do it? Every town has feeder programs. We have a feeder program. And yet we have year after year of success. And the reason is we have an intangible. And the intangible that nobody else has and they don't understand is Coach McAuliffe. And the reason he does that is because of the we factor, not the I factor. He brings this team in here. He gets them to believe in themselves. He gets them to play their hearts out. These guys, young men, and I've seen it for decades now, will go to battle for this man because how he makes them feel as individuals, that they're part of something special. And that is the intangible. Everybody has jamborees that we just saw. They have them all over the place. And they have soccer, and they have winter soccer, and they have summer soccer. But we have the intangible. We have Coach McAuliffe. And this is a milestone. And speaking of milestones, this isn't the only milestone tonight, because tomorrow is a very special milestone for Coach McAuliffe. It's Coach McAuliffe and Kristen's 19th wedding anniversary. I now give you Coach McAuliffe.
Yeah, my Google Calendar just gave me an alert to remind me that it's my anniversary tomorrow, too. No, I don't know what to say. I just, I was not expecting this. All the modified boys thought that this is what happens when you beat Lake Placid at a modified game on a Monday. This happens every game, boys. They get used to it, fire trucks and everything. So I think a few of them, as you probably saw, did not know what was going on, but that's all right. But, I really don't know what to say. I pride myself on being prepared for these type of things, and I'm totally ill-prepared. But, I had one of the reporters today ask me, what is it? Why so much success? A lot of it is not that complex, really. At the end of the day, is that I've always loved my players. And I've always loved, coaching them. And I see some of them here today, and I still care about them today. Some of them are grown. Some, I have their sons on my team. And so I think in life what I've realized is that, if you care for other people, sometimes they care for you back. And I think that's all I've tried to do is show the boys that I do care for them. It's genuine. It's not like faked but it is for real. I do care for them. And I think in turn, we care for each other. And then when games happen, they play hard for each other. But I'm also reminded a lot of times when I hear all these nice things that you guys have said, and I appreciate it. But I'll never forget the moment I had with a first grade girl 2 days before the state Final Four. And a first grade girl was in her classroom, and I walked in, and she said to me, "Mr. McAuliffe, I am so excited for the boys' Final Four this weekend. I'm so excited for it." I said, "Oh, that is great." She goes, "My dad and I are going. I can't wait. I can't wait to, they're going to win a state. They're going to win a state championship." I said, "I know, honey, I know. It's going to be exciting." She goes, "I'm so excited to go." And she gave me the whole itinerary. We're going to leave in the morning. And so I said to her, I said, "Well, that's great." And she walked away from me, and while she was walking away, she stopped halfway in the classroom and turned back to me and looked over at me and said, "Hey, on Monday, I'll let you know how they did." So kind of just when you think you're important, little kids remind you that maybe you're not that important. So for all those years, she never knew I was even the coach, just some old man walking the halls, I guess, right? But I do really want to thank, all of you for today. I want to thank all my current players who played so well today. I want to thank all my former players. It is great to think that I have James Mosier on my first team and Luke Mosier on my current team. And I still think James probably scored in my first game that we played, and Luke scored today, right? I've just been blessed with a lot of really good people in my life. Really, that's what it comes down to. And great players from all different, generations, and great assistant coaches and great youth coaches. And obviously a family of my wife, Kristen and Ava and Jack, who so often didn't see me from mid-August to the end of November. But I've just been really, really lucky and blessed to be in a community like this. And we all got to be, congratulate ourselves for all this that we've all done. And last thing is, COVID did have an impact on me. I think what it did was it made me realize how and be more thankful for the things I have. Those years where we didn't know if our kids were going to be able to play sports, or heck, we didn't know what was going on. And so since those days, I've always taken a step back and realized I need to be thankful. And so I want to say to you, I'm thankful for all of you, and thank you for the community I get to live in. And, I'm just a really lucky person and really thankful for all of you in the community I have. So I don't know what else to say, and thank you for today. Thanks.
Thank you for coming out. That is it.
All right, I'm sure there'll be plenty of photos be taken here shortly. I'm sure people were snapping photos already. Again, this is September 12th, 2022. We're at George Brendler Field, and we're recognizing Coach Rob McAuliffe's 500th victory. An amazing accomplishment in high school soccer. And they'll get their picture taken by Sarah Gagno and and of course Lee, the stat man, the Barcombe, great job he does too. So once again, thanks to Joey and Maggie for covering that 500th victory, and a nice turnout here on a pleasant Monday evening. Thanks for watching. Viewer supported Hometown Cable.